I'm filming this confessional from my bed. I've just woken up, but I've realized that I've done no confessionals for this episode. So, hi. Welcome to episode 9. I'm pleased that I'm in bed right now because I might as well be asleep. Because that's how boring I would be if I was a spectator. I'd want to go to sleep. So, I guess it's a fitting place to be, right? So this episode began with the formation of TC, Zenny, Jolson, Gavin, and my new alliance, and I don't enjoy it. I think TC and Zenny are playing me. I think they just want to roll to the end. If either of them make the end, I'm not voting for them just because I don't want to. And as a juror, I can vote however I want to vote, so whatever. I just think the way they've gone about this game feels a little off to me. There's just something off, and I can't place it, but I'm sure it's going to come out in time what it is, right? Anyway, this episode is a matter of two things. Firstly, awful that Badger won the immunity. It is abhorrent and awful because I think Badger was going to be eliminated very easily in this round. But unfortunately, Badger will be remaining in the game. Badger seems just a little bit too cocky, and I don't enjoy the way that right now it seems like Badger doesn't want to entertain conversation with me or Gavin because they're just clouded by their position in the game and aren't realizing that they need to make a move and they need to do it quickly. Um, I don't know if Badger knows how lucky they are that they won immunity, but at the same time, that could have been me in the last round, so here's hoping that this doesn't continue the trajectory of me being eliminated this round and then Badger going in the next round, because that way the person that wins immunity gets voted out in the next round, and I don't want that to be a forecast telling, so yeah, there's that. Right now, I think that TC, Zenny, and Jolson are going to want to target Joe. Um, which is fine as long as it's not me. I'd rather it not be Gavin too. Um, and honestly, Joe doesn't talk to me that much, so that's okay. I think that in the next round, if Joe goes home this round, then praise be. But if that does happen, then I think I need to link up with Stephen and Badger. See, my biggest worry is that Jalstone, TC, and Zanny already have an alliance with Stephen, and the four of them are pretending like Stephen isn't privy to all this conversation, and then they're just going to turn it around and they're the majority in the final seven, and there's nothing I can do about it. But, like, at this point, what can I do? I just need to play this round by round and ensure I'm not the one voted out because there are going to be alliances that I don't know exist. And that's just the nature of the game. So, yes, it kind of does suck because I feel like I've been playing this whole game blind. Um, and there's not much I can do about it. And that's awful. Um, so, yeah, that's not very fun either. That's the second thing. Uh, I do think that turning on this potential alliance this round would be bad for my game. But I am using the fact that Jolson wants to target TC and Zanny later down the track as a little bit of hope. So the light hasn't gone out just yet. The light that burns inside my heart to play this game, I mean. It's not gone out just yet. And I don't think it ever will because I've had a lot of fun on Back to Basics. Um, I hope that I've been an entertaining character to watch. This isn't me signing off, by the way. This is me being like, I've wrapped up everything in my head. Um, I'd never filmed a confessional after me winning immunity too. I won the immunity in the last challenge or in the last episode, and then Leo was voted out. So it's like a win lose, I guess. I knew that I would, going back to episode 8, I knew that I was going to vote for Badger and not Leo, even though I said that I would vote everyone out, and I said that I wanted a perfect game, and I said that I had no problem getting out Leo because he voted out Barney. Even though all those things exist, I still voted for Badger, and I wanted to prove that I am a loyal player. I'm not like Gavin, who just flip flopped and turned on Leo, and I hope that shows that I am loyal. I don't know if it will be entertained in the way I want it to, but at least I've held my morals as a Survivor player intact. Because my biggest thing is that unanimous votes are boring, and I hope that not a single vote is unanimous except for the up for like final four onwards. Like obviously the final three vote has to be unanimous because it's only one person voting, but I'm hopeful that there are very few more unanimous votes within this game because I just think it's more entertaining if there are votes for people that are still in the game, but whatever. With that being said, I think that Joe is the likely candidate for the boot this week, if it's not me or Gavin, and I'm just not being played. I am very wary about my position, and a part of me is so tempted to simply say to Badger, Joe, and Stephen, look, you're on the bottom. And I think that would be entertaining for sure. Uh, my biggest thing is how throughout this entire game, it seems like there have been two as one going home, and then one person from Cassia goes home, and so it's 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, and Kyra and Joe were the last two as one that went home. So if the pattern continues, then it'll be a Cassia going home. But hopefully, this is the end of the pattern because if it continues, it means that Gavin and I are the next two out, and I don't want that. I'm really just filming a confessional having immediately woken up, and I think there's something really fun about that, you know? You're getting every angle of me. I've moved my bed. My bed used to be over there, but now it's here. It's kind of like a day bed. I did it over the last 24 hours, so if you're wondering what the angle is, that's it. I keep looking at myself and not the camera, but also that's fun. I'm sure you've noticed that in past confessionals too. Um, so yeah, last episode sucked because something great happened, me winning immunity, but then it felt like there was nothing I could do about it because Leo just went home, and that was awful. Um, I'm not going to vote Gavin either because I'm loyal to the soil, and I don't know. I just think that there comes a point in this game where you have to draw a line, and I drew the line by voting for Badger, and I hope that the rest of the tribe sees that. If it gets me voted out, so be it, because at this point I've made 8th, and 8th was the placing I came in my last season. Historg plugged in, thanks to Vui for that. I came 8th, I played an idol correctly, I had like 15 votes to my name by the end of it, and I won fan favourite, which was really cool. So yeah, I mean, there were 24 people in that game, so I'm already, I'd already done a third better just by virtue of this being a 16-person cast, but coming 8th has been really cool. My next goal is to come at least second, or at least 5th, because I came second in my first game, and so if I want the average of second and 8th, I want to come at least 5th, but of course I want to beat second and come first, so that's the goal. Right now, it's looking hard, but I'm never going to give up hope. It could happen, you never know, it could happen. The other thing I wanted to talk about was how I need to set up this final 8 so that the final 7 works out that there is an obvious 3 that I can target. I'm hopeful that TC and Zanny will be eliminated in the next 5 rounds, or at least 4 rounds, I think. And I need to always ensure that Gavin is the person people want out over me. So it's difficult because I'm playing this like I'm walking along a tightrope of I want to be the person that is making moves, but at the same time, if I'm doing it too vocally, then when it comes down to splitting up the last 2 as one, I'm going to be the person eliminated, and I would much rather it be Gavin for obvious reasons. I want to be in the game. So yeah, I'm filming this confessional from my bed because there's nowhere more comfortable. But also, at this point, I feel like I've been slept on and that this season is somewhat boring me. So I might as well be asleep if I'm just going to be voted out immediately by virtue of being an as one. You know what I mean? The question on everyone's lips is whether I turn to Badger, Joe, and Stephen and I'm like, this is a counter alliance. If you don't vote for TC or Zanny right now, you'll go home, you know? But I think that my best move is to ride out this round, final 8, and trust TC, Zanny, and Joel Sohn. And if not, I will. Like, if I get voted out, so be it. If I don't take this risk and side with them right now, and then in the next round turn it on Badger and Stephen, and maybe Joel Sohn will be in on that party too. I can't ruin the chance I have at this round and then not have one for the next. Like, in my past game, in Histalk, my last season, I ruined it for myself because I flipped too early. It nearly got me voted out too. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I think that's been a common theme throughout my time here on Back to Basics, which has been to not continue doing the things that I do in past games that get me voted out. The first is being too passionate and social, and the second is flipping too early. And I'm hopeful that in this round I can execute me not doing both. I'm going to talk a little bit longer in this confessional than I normally do because I haven't written anything for this confessional. It's been because I've just been so busy with university and other stuff. Work has been really hectic too. Anyway, yes, indeed, I sleep from this bed and I think to myself, do I tell Stephen, Badger, and Joe about the alliance right now? Or do I wait and do it in the next? I don't know. I really don't know. It really relies on whether Stephen thinks he knows all of this stuff, because if he does know, then I'm just going to look like a fool, but at least I'm a fool that has hope. I would much rather be a hopeful fool than a hopeless fool, and right now there's still a little bit of hope, so. But yeah, if I was to be in the jury right now, like if I was to be eliminated in this round, Joel Stone would be the person I wanted to see win the most, obviously behind Gavin. It'd go Gavin, Joel Stone, then Stephen, then probably Badger, then TC, then Joe, and then Zanny. Overall, I am excited for the rest of the game, and I'm really fingers crossed, eyelashes crossed, toes crossed, everything is crossed that I don't get voted out, because getting voted out would just be awful. It would suck. It would really suck, especially after all the work I've put into it. Yeah. So my biggest dilemma right now is waiting for about an hour and a half, because that seems like when Zanny and Gavin and everyone is going to be online. The time zones are never really fun with me, so I'm just going to have to, maybe get another few hours of sleep in, and by then I'll have a verdict on whether Gavin and I will be flipping or, what'll happen. I don't know whether we'll side with who. But right now, the casseurs seem like they're cracked, and Gavin and I just need to get in there like a walnut and bust it open. Hopefully we can manage to make an unsalvageable crack and finesse our way to the end. That's really the only hope right now. Anyway, I think that's me. I'm sorry for being a little quiet in this confessional. As I say, work has got a little busy, but I hope that this long confessional makes up for it, and that my Ejic is great and continually good, because this has totally been CPP, right? I don't know. I don't know what I'll look like on the Ejic, but that's the fun part of it all, isn't it? I guess if I do get voted out, touch wood, I won't. I love touching wood, it's so funny. If that does happen, then I guess I get to talk to Leo about everything, which is fun. But I would much rather be in the jury, never, or at least in if I came fourth or fifth, than talk. I don't want to talk to Leo until Final Tribal Council, when I'm pleading my case to win to him. So, yes. I'm sure my morning accent has been really entertaining, but I've got to get to sleep now because I might as well. I've got an hour and a half to kill before everyone else matches up time zone wise to me. Goodbye.